Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Yeah, well, we are those people. We've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast, 90 Day Fiance UK, Season 3, Episode 6 recap. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, and leave a review.
6 episodes in, which would be 5, 6, our third review. How you feeling?
Interesting couples, but what I've always said about 90 Day Fiance, I just don't believe some of the things. It's so producer involved. It's like they're making up drama that they don't really need to make up. There could have been other things. I don't buy some of the arguments and things they're having as if to say, y'all have been talking all this time and you've never brought this up. This doesn't make sense to me. So that's what I feel about the show. I just feel like they're trying to create dumb drama that any reasonable person would think that this is BS.
So you're saying anybody who believes this is not reasonable?
No, I said any reasonable person would think this is BS.
So
that's what I said.
Anybody who didn't think it was BS, would they be unreasonable?
No, I just think that a reasonable person would catch the crap.
How about you're just a bigger skeptic than most people?
And that could be it. Just skeptical of it.
Mr. I believe in love?
I do.
Hopeless romantic?
I do. And I think there could be a lot of love here. But the fake arguments and drama is not buying it.
Okay, well, we're going to find out what you think is so fake in this episode, the drama that you speak of, the fake drama that you speak of. What is it that stands out so much that makes you say this, right? Let's pick up where everything started off in this episode with Sam and Ali. And I've got to say, I do not like Sam at all. I cannot stand her. I understand why she was single for a long time, because who wants to put up with that kind of attitude?
Yeah. I don't get why she's this way. And maybe some things have happened in her life to make her be this angry and negative. But, I think if you have maybe some of the challenges that Sam probably has in her dating life, you can't be mean too. Like you gotta pick a struggle. You can't be mean, but also have some other things going on that maybe you're not getting picked up by the guys in the UK. Thank you. That's why I don't drink anymore when I do this, because it would have came out totally different. But maybe that's why she's struggling with people in the UK. So you can't just be a mean person for no reason. I don't know why she's doing that to him. And it could be because she's forking out the money, because if he had money, he wouldn't tolerate that.
Yeah, I mean, because I just go back to, what was it, last episode where she's like, well, let's not have any arguments. And then immediately picks an argument, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ali's like, look, I don't care whose fault this argument was. I'm going to call and apologize. And immediately she's, I'm like, who wants to deal with this? Dude, is the visa that important?
There has to be other people that could have helped him get a visa.
It has to be.
Has to be.
Well, he decides he's going to take her dancing, right? And it was going downhill fast. The instructor, slim, attractive woman with revealing clothing. Right. And of course, Sam's mad because, oh no, why should we be here? But then finally gets over it because Ali pretends like he can't dance.
That makes no sense to me, because if you don't like the fact that this instructor looks the way she looks, that's not her problem. That's your problem. And if you're bringing that on yourself, do something about it. But you can't say he can't be around any attractive woman, because he's with you. That's just crazy.
Ali understands where he is, though, and he understands who he's dealing with, because he's like, yes, she looks good, but I can't look at her.
Yes, smart man. Smart man.
Smart man or prisoner?
No, take care of the money. That's what he's doing. He has to take care of the money.
So if you're dating a woman, a very attractive woman, is she not allowed to look at other men?
Look all they want. Doesn't bother me. I'm not that insecure or jealous. I am not the hottest guy in the world. So yeah, there's plenty of guys who look better than me. Look at them. That's great. If she winds up flirting and talking whatever, well, she wasn't for me anyway. But I can't control that.
Look all you want, but don't you speak.
No, you can talk to them. There's a difference of talking and flirting. But if you decide this person looks better and Terrell's old news, okay, we'll go do you. Find your joy. Right. But you can't expect your partner not to look at. And he did a good job of not staring. Yes. He had to look at her to get the moves. But there's a difference of looking at the moves and then looking at her moves. Mm-hmm. And he did a good job of walking that tight line for what we saw on camera.
Unless he's got a good trick of keeping one eye here and one eye here.
Babe, what is that?
Do the hip thrust again. Do the 1-2 one more time.
All in the hips.
Hey, what Shakira said, hips don't lie. Apparently not in Turkey either.
Nope, don't.
They go out to dinner, right? And Sam is a little upset because, one, she's footing the bill, and she says, wait, why does he keep ordering the most expensive thing on the menu?
Well, if you're footing the bill, well, I guess the difference is don't foot the bill if you're worried about the other person's going to eat. I've never taken someone out to eat and got mad at what they ordered. If you want to get the steak, get the steak. Ali wanted a steak. Now, if you said, hey, I'm tight, so here's your section. We're on the burger sandwich section. This is where you're at right here because my money's tight. Tell him that. Mm-hmm. But don't say I'm going to take you out to eat and then he gets a steak and now you're a little butthurt because you got a chicken sandwich and some fries.
Do expectations go up depending on how expensive the date goes on the menu?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm bougie. I eat expensive anyway. I have no expectation. My expectation is I'm going to get the meal I want. And that way, if the date's bad, I enjoyed a really good steak.
I knew you'd say that.
Of course. I'm a gentleman.
And of course, this would not be complete without Sam complaining about something else, right? And now she's complaining about him working around half-naked women. Like, what do you want him to do? Not work then? You complain about having to pay for stuff. Mm-hmm. The man said, your money's my money's your money. You're like, nope, give me back my money. How is he going to pay you back? Because you want the money back for the visa if he doesn't work. Why?
That makes no sense.
She's tiring.
It's like if I dated a stripper and I said, hey, when I come into the club, you don't give any lamp dances, but I'm also giving her a hard time by not having money. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense, what Sam is saying. And if you're that insecure, you need to find someone else. Because what, you got to bring them to the UK and keep them locked up?
Apparently. Do they have basements there?
Don't know.
Next couple, Tony and Nui. We finally get to see more of this couple, right? And as Nui arrives in England, and Tony tells her that, hey, look, so you know that house that I have? I kind of rented it out since I'm not here all the time. So we're going to have to go stay in an Airbnb.
So this is one of those that I'm saying is some BS. Mm-hmm. They've been talking for over a year. And this is just now, first time she's hearing about him renting out his house. I don't buy it. I don't buy that at all. Now, her mom has a valid concern because she's wondering, do you have a wife? What kind of game would Tony have to have a wife in London, and then he's got to go to an Airbnb in London and stay with this girl from Thailand? I mean, that dude would have to have some gangster type game. London's big, but still, how did you pull that off?
Right. Well, okay. Here's the thing about it. I don't fault her for thinking that. What are you hiding? Plain and simple. What are you hiding? You only answer your phone at this time. You only do this. You only do this. I come to visit, and now we don't go to your house. And here's the thing about it. She's like, the house is nice. She walks in the house. She's like, the house is nice, but it's not his house. Is she complaining too much?
Well, I mean, a little bit. He's sends her money for her and her family. He's paying for the braces. He bought her ticket. And he's about to make her something to eat. Mm-hmm. That's a whole lot of complaining to do on the drive from the airport to the Airbnb. That's a whole lot. I'm going to need you to dial that back. You could pick up on some of that maybe day 2. Right now, just chill.
You did just get here.
Yeah, you just got here.
I'm gonna tell you, you sound like you just stepped out of the 50s. That's a whole lot of complaining.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a whole lot of complaining. Just chill. I spent a whole lot. Look at that mouth. Look in the mirror. That's me.
That's why I had to rent the damn house out.
Yeah.
Well, look, you brought the whole fact that he was cooking, right? And he did decide to cook. He wanted to cook bangers and mash. Here's the problem. Tony doesn't cook.
Yeah. That was a bad idea on Tony's part. If you don't cook for somebody.
Right.
Just don't do it. Just say, hey, I don't cook, but I got these pre-made meals. Maybe they don't have H-E-B Simply Made in London, but whatever version. They have a Whole Foods in London. I've been to it. So he could have went to Whole Foods and got some stuff already prepared and just heated it up and served. So
Okay, here's the problem. He's an angry chef. And angry chefs usually sweat a lot, like he was doing, dripping that sweat in the mashed potatoes he was making. But I will say this. For a man who can't cook, because in order to make the thumbnail, I had to look up bangers and mash. It looked the same. He did a damn good job.
yeah. I mean, if you like that, I don't. But I've tried it, and I like flavor. Sorry.
Yeah. Apparently, so does Nui, because she was looking for the fish sauce.
Yeah, there's no Tony Sattery's in that cabinet, in that Airbnb, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was only salt and pepper in there, you know, but she's not a fan of it. She's like, look, what's this two-tone plate? I'm like, what's wrong with that? Who needs green on a plate, right? Don't need that.
Well, I understand her point, but if someone cooks for you, and even though you don't like it, shut up about it. Take a couple bites and be like, man, I'm jet lagged. Woo! Oh, thank you so much. Give me a kiss. Thank you for the effort that you put into cooking for me. Because this is very nice. Because she does a lot of the cooking at home, takes care of her mom, takes care of her daughter. He did a nice thing, even though it didn't come out great. Someone cooked for me and it wasn't good, I would not make a big issue out of it. Now, if they're like, I'm going to make your favorite tomorrow, I'm like, no, you're not. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
So wait, so you're calling her ungrateful for complaining about the food? I mean, all she said was, "Hey, this flavor is not. It's a little different than what I'm accustomed to. Like there's none."
Okay, but they have internet in Thailand. She could have read about that before she came out to London. So it's not a surprise that the food is different in England compared to Thailand.
Does English food have seasoning? Is that what you're supposed to type in?
Yeah, you could easily look up the stuff that they make there.
Did the English bring back spices from India?
Go to the reviews and just see what people are saying. See what the other people, travelers. I'm sure there's probably a Facebook group or something for people in Thailand that visit other countries. And hey, what did you think of London? Food's crap. Beautiful, but the food was crap. She could have asked.
Maybe he just got a sensitive stomach. That's all. He doesn't like a lot of seasoning. But Tony gets upset about it, just like you would have, obviously. Then she tells him that, she had a call with her sister and told her about, the Airbnb. And she's like, well, my sister wants to meet you. He's like, yeah, well, my family wants to meet you too. And I felt like this was a game of one-upsmanship. Well, your family wants to talk to me? Well, guess who wants to talk to you?
So here's why I'm laughing, because this is sad of me, but what I was thinking of the whole time when she was on the phone with her sister, growing up in Texas, I've been around people speaking Spanish all the time, so it doesn't bother me. I could date somebody who speaks fluent Spanish to their family while I'm in the living room, and it wouldn't faze me a bit. Mm-hmm. That, what she was speaking, I don't know if I could. It's a lot.
Stop.
I'd have been like, hey, can you take that call in the other room, please? I'm trying to watch the game. Even I'm just trying to take notes. I'm looking up. I'm like, ugh. But again, once you get around it enough,
but you're upset about her talking about his food. You want to talk about her language. Stop it.
I'm not saying her language is bad. It's just there's certain languages you hear. That's new to me. But like certain languages I've heard, Spanish, French, wouldn't bother me. But some other languages, what are y'all talking about? Yeah. But I think she has a point, and her sisters have a point. Now, I'm wondering, is Tony going to introduce her to his sister? Mm-hmm. Which, if he meets the sister, odds on him having a family would be slim unless the sister's in on it. And I couldn't imagine his sister doing that. So maybe that'll help put her mind at ease that he really does rent his house out and he's not married.
Marjan said that Nui sure got quiet when Tony said that his family also had questions for her since he's been supporting her. Did you notice that too?
Yeah, brought that money up. Yeah, my family has some concerns too because look at your mouth. Look at how you got here.
He did not say that.
Look at the stuff that you have at your house that I paid for. They have questions they want to ask you too.
like a roof and walls.
Gonna put her in the hot seat right in the living room. So, why is my son giving you money?
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yeah.
Maybe call your sister again?
Yeah.
See if she has an answer for you? Well, somewhere between this and later in the night, they go out drinking, right? They come back in supposedly a little knockered.
Yeah. If
drunk.
that's knockered, I can't drink with them.
Well, Tony came home and was like, I want some Waffle House. Let me get some eggs and toast, please.
And I'm looking at the eggs, and again, she was making it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any specks of pepper, salt.
I saw a lot of oil.
Right. Saw a lot of that, but I didn't see any flavor.
Yeah, maybe she adds it after. Salt-based style. Well, this is the perfect opportunity to talk about eggs. And so Tony decides to bring up, hey, so what about kids, right? And I think you are probably on the same page as Marjan here, who says within this time frame and have never spoken about children, him wanting, her not wanting any.
Don't buy it. This is another one of those lies. They've been talking for a year. Mm-hmm. Talking for a year. That's never come up. Now after a couple beers and some eggs and toast, now you decide let's have the kid conversation. I'm just not buying it.
You're forgetting earlier the bangers and mash. That's probably what brought all this back up.
Yeah.
My kids got to eat this.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
not buying it.
So let's look past the fact that, like Tehu says, hey, y'all, the show is so not believable. Like, who would understand that being this type of relationship is transactional? That's a point. It's a great point. But the argument itself, and Nui was like, well, we have a family. We got 2 kids. What, you don't like shampoo? What? That's what she said.
Just hearing you say it is funny. So her point is she's 41. Mm-hmm. And she's the one that has to have the baby. So I do think you have to respect that at her age, in her body, she probably doesn't want to go through that again. But I don't believe a man is going to invest in someone financially unless he doesn't see that he's going to get what he's looking for out of it. So
is it her fault or his?
Well, if this was true, that they just had this conversation, then that's his fault. But it's not true that this is the first time we had that conversation. I hope Tony watches this podcast. So Tony, I hope you're listening because this is one of the things I'm going to ask you about when you let us interview you when the season's over. So I don't believe any of this is true, that this is the first time they've had that conversation. And I think if she told him in the beginning, I don't want any more kids, and she was dead set, well, she might not have braces on right now.
You know what? That'll be the second question you're asking because the first question is going to be, Tony, the hell happened with episode 5?
Talk about your boy. Yeah. Tell me about your boy, Tony.
That's going to be the first damn question. What happened to episode 5? Was it you? But, okay, the thing about it is, and to your point, I fought both of them, right? In the sense that I'm going to take it at face value of what it is.
Okay.
If she didn't want any more kids, that's something, and I know women who will say that. When I met my wife, she's like, well, do you want to have kids? Like, early on, you're about to get a little serious, you ask that question. Because if so, this, if not, cool. Right? But those are the adult conversations that people have to have, not a year later.
Well, but what about some of the other reality shows we've done where the guys, no, I don't want kids, I'm good. And then all of a sudden later on, I thought about it. it'd be nice.
I mean, that can happen too. People do change their mind. Mm-hmm. It actually can happen. James says when he's sending that Western Union wire, she probably told him whatever on FaceTime. Now it's real. And she's like, ooh, we're here in his Airbnb.
Well, and he's been up there about 4 or 5 different times.
Yeah, so
that leads me to believe that he's met the kids and he's met her mom.
Well, the one, because the other one, they said it was already grown and in England. Or someone said that last week.
He's met a kid and at least met her mom. Mm-hmm. So, again, I think this whole storyline is kind of a bit of a lie, but Tony will let us know.
You are just not believing anything in this one, huh?
No.
By the way, James says Tony got a family, and a family of 2.
No, he says Tony got either a family or broke, as Terrell says. The way I say broke.
Broke. Yeah, you wrote that kind of weird there, James. We got one,
but I knew what he meant.
Oh, I see what threw me off is the of instead of or. Yeah, that's
right.
what it is.
I knew what he meant.
Apparently, you speak James.
Yeah. Guess so.
Next up was, you know what? When this whole season started, Charlotte got on my nerves. Then they put Sam on TV, and I went, you know what? Charlotte's not so bad after all. They're checking out wedding venues, and do you feel how futile this is? It just feels like, why?
It does. I feel bad for Charlotte on this one because they're checking out wedding venues. She wants a small deal. Mm-hmm. Johan, who doesn't have much money to add to or contribute to this, he wants to have a lot more people.
Half of England, according to Charlotte.
Yeah, so it was $50 a person on top of whatever doing. And Charlotte was saying, let's just kind of have a cocktail hour, like trying to really look at how they can save money. But she's footing the bill for majority of this.
Did you say $50 a person?
$50, whatever the venue cost, and then it was $50 per person.
For the meal? Man, we should have gone there because we paid a lot more than that per person.
No, it's not what we said. It's not what they said on the show. They were saying that total costs for here's what it costs to rent the venue, and then $50 a person. It's not so much $50 for the meal. It's $50 per person.
It's per meal, per person,
whatever.
Per meal. Yes, that's what it means.
Whatever, not important. But she's forking out a whole lot of money
because you're not right.
I don't have to be right. That's you.
You don't say I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
This is what it looks like when I start to irritate Terrell, by the way. Just want you to know. But go ahead. Continue.
I just don't really care. But I just think Charlotte's is getting used out of this whole thing.
Of course she is. I mean, she knows it. I mean, because look, even when they go to visit Johan's grandmother, the first thing she's like, oh, well, she notices there's no running water in the house, right? And I like what he did. Well, hey, you think you could live here with me? And she's like, no, we're going to England. Smart move, brother. Smart move. Yeah,
he knows.
He knew exactly
she
what he
would
was
live
doing.
there with her. But just looking at all that, right? The circumstances he grew up in, it was making me think back to some of the conversations that we've had about dating people on your financial level. You know what I mean? And if you look at how he grew up and then how what's he going to be like when he comes to England? Now, he's going to be excited about running water and he doesn't have to worry about all those things, but everything else, right? And then he starts.
It's not like he's never heard of running water. He works at
It's not that he hasn't heard of it. I'm talking about the level, right? If you're successful living here, you probably don't want to date this person in this situation. Or look at some of the people that we talk about on these dating shows. Look at the woman. She owns, what was the Love Is Blind. She had the house and the 2 cars, and then you have Izzy in the Airbnb with the paper cups. Those
well,
two
you
don't
also
match.
remember the woman from Houston in Love in Paradise also had somebody in the Dominican Republic. Remember that one? She was a doctor.
They don't match.
No.
And it didn't work.
Yeah. Tehu says, don't feel sorry for Charlotte. Like, come on, lady. He looks like her damn son. Got a point there. He does
significant
come off as a
age
child.
difference. Significant age difference. She's 13 years older than him.
Well, then there's that.
Right.
And then, he's in that Caribbean sun, so he doesn't age as fast.
Right.
James says Charlotte's adopted another kid, and I mean Johan's mama. And grandmama, too. Let's
and
not
grandmama
forget.
and everybody else.
Yeah, apparently the whole family, because she went out and bought the store. Well, it was technically supposed to be lunch, but how many boxes did she bring back?
Yeah, but you got to figure, it wasn't that expensive. In the DR, wasn't that expensive. She didn't go DoorDash Ruth Chris and bring it over there. It's not that expensive.
Look, Fox Liam says he's only 21, and Tehu's
Yep.
like, hey, she's in love with that.
The peen.
Yep. Here's the thing about this: they're eating lunch. She wants to know, well, what's your mom think about you moving to England? And I mean, the grandmother, and the grandmother's like, oh, I know he'll be better off when he goes to England. And of course, but I didn't expect her to say anything any different, right?
No.
Anything else you pick up from the visit to the grandmother, besides the fact when Charlotte's like, all right, hold up, everybody's got to do this. Hey, Johan, tell them to say cheese. And God save the king.
No, I mean, of course the grandma's going to say he's going to be better off, but Charlotte, looking at his mom's situation, the grandma's situation, she's taken on a whole lot. And she even told them, tell your family that, we're going to not forget them and take care of them. She did throw in as best as we can. That's that clause in the contract. As best
That's the
as
fine
we can.
print nobody reads.
Yeah, as best as we can. This month we can't.
And next
So deal
month
with
either. But here's the thing about that statement, though, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Because when she said that, I was like, it felt like, you're coming with me, say goodbye, you're never seeing them again. They'll be all right. Let them know you're going to be fine. I'm not going to lock you away in the basement, is what it sounded like, right?
No, I think I didn't catch that. To me, it just seemed that she was trying to let the family know that she's on board with trying to help them, and he's very passionate about taking care of his family and all that, so I get it.
Later that night, Charlotte treats him to dinner on the beach and then gifts him a gold watch.
Gold watch, Visa, roof for the mom. She's just forking out a lot of bread for this guy.
I'm just going to put this right back up here again. All depends on what you do. But Johan's like, you know what? This watch is nice. So look, we're going to need to gift my mom $60 and my grandmother $80.
No.
Can we do that?
You got to look at how he did it. How he did it was smooth. Gets the watch and says, I'm just thinking about my family. It was like the Wiz, the tear. And so she runs over, comforts him a bit, and then he gave her a little teary eyes. Yeah, my mom's gonna need about $60, and my grandma's gonna need about $80.
Now, to be fair, that doesn't sound like a lot of money. Yeah, well, why she needs 60 and she need 80? And he said, well, medicine.
Well, a con man is not going to come at you with, I need 100 and 100. It's, I need 60 and 80. And then once you give him the 60 and 80, next time it's, I need 75 and 95. This will be the last.
Are you calling him a con man?
Call it as I see it.
Is it
I'm not
because
saying
of
he's a con man. I just feel like she's getting taken advantage of. That's all I'm saying.
Is that because of what you see next? Because she's sad because she's got to leave. This is the day she's leaving. And she's like, okay, well, I want to come back. I'll be back in 6 weeks. He's like, make it 3 months.
4
4
months.
He said 3. I think it was 3, but go ahead.
Make it 4 months because we need to save for the wedding. We need to save for the wedding, which means she needs to save for the wedding.
Exactly.
and so she's all sad, of course, because she wants to see him. You totally get that. She really loves the guy.
No. Stop.
What?
She's sad because she's like, well, you're not going to flirt with anybody while I'm gone. He could flirt in 3 days, 3 minutes after you leave. It doesn't matter if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, but she was crying because she was packing to leave.
So
And
you
then
believe her. Okay.
no, she's
Call him a
crying.
con man.
Yeah. BWTs, British White Girl Tears. So she had the BWTs, and I felt like Johan was thinking, I'm going to miss you so much. Don't forget to send that money for my mom and my grandma. And then what does she do before she leaves? Here's a little bank card. I put some money on it for you.
You remember the number? Yo, I mean, she's like, okay, I didn't think about it when I watched it, but just because of this comment earlier from Tehu saying he looks like her damn son, when she's like, do you remember the number? I'm like, that's it. That's what a mother would say to a child.
She likes the fact that she can take care of him.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know about these two.
I just wonder what his game plan is when he goes to the UK, because you just can't move to the country and put a resume together and then what?
So that's the difference. Ali has a plan. Ali says when Sam moves him there, first he's not paying her back because, hey, your money's my money's your money, and I'm going to be a professional gamer. Johan doesn't have one.
Right.
He doesn't have a plan.
Be with my boo. And send that money back to the DR.
Got to. Last couple that we saw this episode, Nicole and Tahir. And they've been in Egypt for about 5 days now, right? And they go camel riding. And
Nicole squeals the whole way.
Maybe she's having flashbacks.
I don't know. Just thought that was weird. She said because she tried to say that I guess people in the UK, they're dramatic. I've never seen that. My brother's girlfriend's from the UK. She's not dramatic. So I don't get it.
Here's the thing. Anytime anybody uses that as an excuse, it's just literally that, an excuse. Well, you know how we are. Stop it. Stop it. But they go to meet Tahir's closest brother. Mm-hmm. This gave you some more concern, obviously.
It did, because he's actually going to be leaving with her to go to the UK when they leave. And so I believe this is his first time, supposedly, going to the UK. And she's saying that she really wants to make a good impression on the brother.
Right.
And this is where I went pause. Because they're already married. Mm-hmm. So she wants to make a good impression on the brother because Tahir idolizes him. So what you're telling me is Tahir got married to a British woman and never let her meet the brother that he idolizes. This is not their first time meeting each other.
Why are you just not believing anything on this show?
Because I pay attention. I just don't believe everything that's put in front of me.
Next thing you're going to say...
The show is Fox News.
Fair and balanced. Next thing you're going to say, you don't believe that Tahir was getting upset when Nicole said that she's a guest in the house.
I believe that. Partly because the other 90 Day we did with the guy from Egypt and just how controlling it is, just different cultures. So I believe that. He felt like you're not a guest. This is your second home.
Because here's where, for those, because I see a couple people have said, oh, I'm not watching the show, came for the review, right? One of the things that happened, like he goes to make her tea, and she's like, yeah, okay, thank you. Yes, I'd like some. And then he makes the comment about that normally she would be the one to do it, right? Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is when she goes, yeah, but I'm a guest. Guest? You're no guest. This is your second home.
That almost sounded like the opposite of Little Mermaid. Not Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. The way you sang it. You're no guest. You're no guest. I'm sorry. That's just what it made me think of. But they have a very big cultural difference. Mm-hmm. And I just can't believe that they've not really worked all this stuff out before they got married. So even talking with the brother, and talking about kids, and he asked...
But you don't believe that too?
She asked him to ask the brother, well, how would you feel if we had a baby? Do you want the baby raised in the UK or Egypt? Well, of course the brother's going to say Egypt because that's where he's at.
Yeah.
They were all raised that way in the same culture, so of course they're going to say that. And then she's trying to figure out the whole...
Did you notice how Tahir asked that question though? Would you want the baby to be born in England so they're English? They don't need a visa. Or come back here and be born in Egypt.
Be like,
my brother's
one
like Egypt.
of us, one of us, one of us.
He's like, you know he's going to be Egyptian regardless, right? Because I'm the daddy, so it doesn't matter.
Right. I just believe that they probably worked a lot of this stuff out already. And then the whole conversation about kids and, Tahir says that boys and girls can't be friends. His kids can't be hanging out. She says, what about at school? Because they're in Egypt, boys go to one school, girls go to another school. I get it, but now you're about to move to a country where that's not true. You just can't tell the kid, hey, you can't talk to other people, period. This doesn't make sense. And then she can't have her own guy friends anymore that she's known for a while because you can't walk with another man when you're married.
Wow.
In the Muslim culture.
It's we know that there are going to be a lot of things that they're going to bump heads on. It gets to England, and we've seen the previews. The way they preview this show is kind of wild because in the beginning of the episode, they'll show you previews for shows that are not coming, for episodes not coming for the next month. So you're seeing stuff, people you haven't even been introduced to yet, you keep seeing at the beginning of these episodes, right? And I'm just like, is my TV messing up or what? Like, why is this happening, right? But you're seeing that they're going to have the issues, especially with the drinking. But we've seen this before. We usually have somebody, when it's the man from a Muslim country and the woman from, whether it's America or England now, as we're seeing, it's going to be that because, of course, that person's going to want to drink. Of course, It's going to, we've seen this a number of times. This is not new.
No, it's not. And what made me laugh is there's like almost 5 minutes of previews. It's a preview of what you just described. There's a whole bunch of that. Then it does the recap. All that is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've gotten to the point where I've learned to skip through all that.
I did. Fast forward now to about 4:38. And then after that, you'll say skip recap, hit skip. And then now minute 5, the show starts.
See, we got it down to a science so that people like Christy Love, who says, I don't have that platform, so I don't see the show, but I still love listening to you guys talk about it. Hashtag maybe one day. Or maybe one day you will see it. You will watch it. Appreciate you hanging out with us and listening to us talk about it. Marjan says, do people not research the culture of their significant other? They act all surprised about different things, such as the way they dress, living arrangements, etc. You're not in your own country, except he is.
Well, Marjan, this is the part that I'm calling BS about this show. Yes, they've researched. They probably had all these conversations, but now the producers are probably giving them arguments and things to discuss to make it seem like they're just having this conversation for the first time. I just can't imagine that Nicole got married to a man in Egypt who was a waiter that flirted with her when she was with her fiance. Yeah. And then later on is realizing, so I can't dress like this?
Yeah, especially but he makes you the bikini. What do you mean you can't have your toes out? You got a whole lot more out. Lisa says, I too am just here. I do not watch the show. See, we will do that for you. Terrell is so committed.
Right. I will watch it as tribute for the rest of you. So that's fine. I offer myself as tribute to watch the show, recap it, so you don't have to worry about downloading Max or Discovery Plus. Just listen to us.
Wow, this is an interesting one from Andrea from earlier. The conversation about food and ordering on a date. She said, I went out once and the guy said he didn't pay for wine after I ordered it.
I need more to that. There's more to that story. I need another sentence or two because does he not pay for wine for religious reasons? He doesn't believe in drinking. Why did he say I don't pay for wine?
Probably the same person who, this is slightly different because they were on a date, apparently. So, yeah, I'm not understanding that one either. I can't even guess. We'll let you give the one or two more sentences to tell once. But I remember being in the club and somebody go, hey, you gonna buy me a drink? Well, I was until you asked me to. Let me offer to buy you a damn drink first. But on a date, you don't go, all right, order anything you want except from the alcohol side of the menu. You don't do
I think
that.
it just depends. It just depends because sometimes you got to be proactive. If in my club and bar days, if I approached a girl and I see she's with her friends, I would offer to buy the table around the drinks and then talk to the one that I like. Or afterwards, if I was, club's closing, I still want to keep talking to this girl, but she's with those hating ass friends that are like, we came together, we got to leave together. So I would say, hey, I'm going to go to IHOP. Would all of y'all like to come? My treat. All of a sudden, they don't have to be at work early in the morning. Everybody's hungry for some pancakes, eggs, and bacon. So,
And that's when you go, everybody gets a side. What do you want, baby? You can have anything you want. Anybody who gave me their phone number can have anything they want on the menu. All you other hating ass so-and-sos, order from the kids menu or the sides.
Yeah, they're going to split a basket of chicken fingers. And then, hey, honey, what do you want? You get whatever you want to get. Did she say apple juice? No, water. She needs water. Apple juice is expensive.
Apple juice doesn't come with free refills. You're going to get water.
Yeah.
We want you to be able to drink. Hilarious. By the way, Andrea says, first date, first meeting, not sure why he refused to pay for it. I paid for my glass of wine, left him at the table.
Good job, Andrea. You don't stick around for that. Yeah.
And
good job.
it could have, okay. What if? I'm not
I thought you
taking
said
this
we
out.
weren't going to speculate.
I'm not. I'm just asking questions. What if he had a bad experience on the previous first date with somebody he bought drinks for? And maybe they didn't do wine, they did shots. And he's like, I'm not paying for liquor on a first date again.
Nah, he's a scrub.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's all that boils down to. He's a scrub.
Facts. Hey, I was
You
just trying to
dodged the
say,
bullet, Andrea.
maybe
Dodged
there's
the
a
bullet.
reason.
Scrub.
Yeah. Andre, you got to yeah. Thank you, Lucky Stars, for that one. That's true. Leah says, I found y'all after the interview with Michael on Married at First Sight, and though I don't have the platform this is on, I love watching y'all's recaps. So thank you, appreciate that.
Thanks, Leah. Thanks, Michael, for helping us get some more subscribers. Did you watch the video of his fight?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's
okay.
on his IG. But yeah, he had his fight this
Did he
last
win?
weekend. No,
He didn't.
but it
win.
was good. He looked good. I mean, you're the boxing person, so I thought he looked pretty good.
So basically, he was Frank Martin, and the other guy was Gervonta Davis.
I don't even know who those people are. So I can't. Remember, you're the boxing person. So that means you know about that. I'm not the boxing person.
Hey, shout out to Sanans fans who said, I binge watched episodes 2 through 6 last night. That's a lot to unpack. Yes, especially in one night. Ooh.
Yeah. I've had God, I just went blank on the word.
That's that
Where
old
you
age
can't
catching
sleep.
up.
Yeah, I know, where you can't sleep.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Yeah, I've had insomnia before. Because to binge watch 2 through 6, that wasn't on purpose. That was like, I have nothing else. I
You're like,
can't go to
Jesus,
sleep.
please let me go to sleep after this episode. Let me fall asleep in this one. Damn it. It's episode 6 already. And then to show you want to watch, you fall asleep in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's how I did with House of Dragons. I tried to watch that, I think Sunday night. I lasted all about 10 minutes. And problem is my phone played all 3 episodes. So I got to start from the beginning again.
Hey, that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes. Hey, look, man. Tomorrow we are back with Random Thoughts Live. I know we haven't said. Well, it depends. If Houston's underwater, I won't be able to. But
Y'all got floods coming?
unless my boat has electricity and Wi-Fi. Now it's supposed to be some heavy rains coming in. Those bands that storm off the coast coming in. So I'll send some rain your way.
That's just God trying to clean that dirty city of Houston. He's done it before. He'll do it again.
Yes, it was called New Orleans.
Yeah.
Wash that whole place up.
I was thinking more like Noah's Ark and all that. And he's just trying to get it all out, but that's fine. I don't want to upset the Houston subscribers that listen to us, so sorry about that.
Hey, I'll let y'all know next time he's in town.
I already got a target on my back. They already hit my car. Somebody did. Maybe it's somebody who doesn't like the comments I said about Houston. Found me
Could be.
at your place and just rear-ended
Let's
my
hope
car
not.
real quick.
Jeez.
Took off.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, I just think the worst.
Hey, thanks, Matt. So tomorrow we do Random Thoughts Live. And it may be on that thing that everybody's talking about when it comes to basketball. And I'm not talking about the Mavericks turning into the Cowboys and just losing, getting their ass whooped. But the other side.
Maybe.
All right.
If you have some things you want us to talk about on the Random Thoughts Live, we're taking everybody's opinions. Email us at rgrtpod@gmail.com. And we'd love to, we got some great stuff before, so we'd love to hear some things you want us to talk about on the Random Thoughts Live, and we'd be happy to do it.
Hey, do us a favor. If you're still hanging around, hit that like button, please. Thank you very much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you know when we are back up. All right, so tomorrow, then, of course, next week, we're back with Never Ever Mets, 90 Day Fiance, and, of course, another Random Thoughts Live. I'm Yanni Rude.
I'm just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts, some of the bullshit you found on the internet. Wow. I should start drinking more when I do these things now.
You should. Yeah, start again.
Yeah. We can't edit. This is live. We can't edit. But y'all know what I'm going to say. I say at the end of every show. So.
He's like, we out. Peace. It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's like, I'm not even doing this again, damn it. Take it. Take that.